Thought I'd do a different video. This is going to be on repairing a hole. I've already started taking the hole apart. This is the shank that was broke off. I don't know what happened to the base. But I do have a new base, well, a different base that's in pretty good shape. It's bent a little bit, but that's fine. I don't like usually to start a video halfway through, but this might be a good one on showing you how to make a steel handle for a hole. There's already a hole drilled into the pipe, and that'll be fine. I'm going to seal the hole with lead. It's not going to take much lead to hold it in place. It is going to add weight to the bottom of the hole, but that's fine. The whole shank will be pinned to the tube. That'll help stabilize it so I can pour the lead. There's a couple of ways of doing this. One way would be to turn the pole or the handle upside down. Set this on a flat surface or drive it in the ground a little bit. Pour a little lead in from the top. Let that cool and then spin it around. Drive the lead plug down. That'll make a nice seal so we can pour it upright. I could just put a wooden plug in here as well. But I believe I'm just going to pour a little bit in from the back side. Yeah, there's not much room here. Pour a little lead in this side, and that'll make a cap down there, and then I can drive the cap back up. I believe I'm going to do that. This first crucible is porcelain, and then this one is graphite, but they're both too large for the amount we need to pour. So I'm just going to use a cast ladle, one of those two or three, to make the pour. So let's get ready to make the first pour for the plug. Ideally, it's best to pour outside, and we don't want the lead to be wet. That can cause a lead explosion. The ground is wet where I'm going to be pouring it, but it's not wet enough and the lead's not going to be hot enough to cause an explosion. I will dry the ground somewhat with a torch before I take the pour. The metal I'm going to be pouring is this old car lead. This was used to join together car bodies. If you've ever had a lead car, you'll know what it is. Let's get it heated up. I have some other scrap lead. This is more than enough lead to make the plug. Hopefully it doesn't start to rain. Might be a little tricky one-handed. I'm losing a little bit. Move the heat. Some of this lead is newer lead. I didn't bring anything to remove the slag with. I think I can pour it without the slag coming out. You don't want slag in the pour. I do want to heat the tube a little bit. Make sure there's no moisture in it. Keep everything kind of warm. I am going to go get a slag spoon real quick. Get the slag out. Okay, I've removed the straw. Slag. We're ready to pour. Don't get your face nowhere near this. It could be an explosion anyway. Hopefully that worked. Anytime you're pouring into a tube, there is a chance for air pockets to cause a blowout. But we have no leakage. Just some that I dropped. I'll let it cool and come back. It's been about 15 minutes. More than enough time to have the lead cure. Hopefully we have a nice plug. Oh, we don't. Bad pour. Bad pour. We failed. But we still do have a plug on it, and this plug will work. plug failed. We didn't get it hot enough. That's okay, we'll remelt this and report. Let's clean this dirt plug out and see if we did get somewhat of a plug. It's coming out. Oh, okay, we do got a nice plug in there. That's a nice lead plug, and that'll be fine. Let's move on into the shop. Okay, we have our lead plug in it. We just need to move it down now to about an inch of the end of the pole. The whole reason for this is so we can pour our filler in from the top and not the bottom, because it's a long shaft and it'll cool down and may not pour properly. We won't get a good seal, and it'd be hard to seal this with a hose shaft coming out of it. Okay, this is just a piece of scrap that I'm going to use to knock the plug down. As you can see, it moves pretty easy. Halfway there. We're close. About a quarter inch more, half inch I should say. I don't want to knock the plug completely out. I think we're good enough there to put a pin in it. So our next step is to drill a hole for a pin. Okay, I've got a 1/8 drill bit. All this pin is for is to hold the tool in place so we can make the pour. And there is a hole in the tube already, which I'm not going to use. This hole in the tube, I'll probably just wrap some tape around this. And as I pour the lead in, it'll fill in this hole and create a key as well. And that'll help hold everything in place as well. Just from eyeballing it, it's a half inch down. Okay, I'm back. I ran out of storage space. The way I should have done it to begin with was to put a little punch mark, center mark, and that would have kept the drill from drifting. This is a longer bit, so I don't want to put too much pressure on it. It'll cause the bit to wobble and then snap. Really? You can also break during this process as well. With who? I was drilling through old weld on that one. Okay, now I'm going to make a 1/8 pin. This might be kind of fun to do on camera. Shouldn't be impossible. So I'm just making a dam, a piece of scrap. I didn't make enough. Getting pretty hot out here. I don't want to get the lead so hot that it melts the plug that's inside. Actually, this is some of the old original. This doesn't have to be lead, it could be tin or aluminum, but aluminum would make it lighter. Tin is a little bit more expensive. I normally just use whatever I have. Lead is what I've got right now. So we'll use lead. Lead does melt at a much lower temperature, 630 degrees, depending on what other metals are mixed in with it. Hopefully we don't have no spills. Might happen. Get some residual heat in the ladle. There's not really a whole lot of slag in this. Not much at all. I'm still a little bit cool. Ladle is sitting on a steel table. That'll suck up a lot of heat. Not much at all. I'm not worried about that little bit of slag there. Should stay to the top. I can add a hardener to the lead. I do have some hardener for lead. We're hot enough to pour. This is going to feel awkward to me because I'm pouring the opposite way. I don't really have the room to pour this way. Oh, that's right, you can't see it. You can't see the pour. We're still plenty hot enough. You probably still can't see the pour from this angle. Little pour over won't hurt a thing. Our Tate dam held. I'll let this cool, come back and remove the dam. Snip off the pin to be done with this. Probably won't paint it because I need to use it. Okay, it's been at least 30 minutes. I'm going to remove the dam. I guess I shouldn't have used good tape. Shouldn't have used good tape. Good thing about lead is it's easy to recycle. Just remelt it. Okay, a nice pour. The nubs are the way we want them. Those will help hold everything together as well. As you can see, the shank is real tight. All I really have to do now is cut these pins and flour them over a little bit. That's next. Okay, I'm just going to snip these ends off. I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch. That'll give me room to flour them over. That's more than 1/8, but good enough. Peen them over is the correct term. Okay, I've got them snipped off, and I'm just going to use a standard small cross peen hammer. A lot of people just call it a ball peen hammer. But anytime a hammer has two striking surfaces, it's considered a cross peen. I'm just going to use the striking plate on the vise to pin these down. And because it's aluminum, it's very soft. Very soft. It's kind of hard for me to see and do this from way back here. Where's the end? I can't see the end. It doesn't have to be flared over much. Let's see if I can bring that in closer. All it does is hold the pin in. Okay, I get to go use it now. Before I go out and use it, I'm going to put a handle on it. This is just an old piece of rubber I found. Probably came off of something else. You can use a bicycle tube and cut it, put it over it. It'll work just fine. Find a pump over. I'm just going to apply a little bit of oil. Oh, it didn't. I'm just going to apply a little oil to it. Okay, that might be as good as it gets. I've got to go use it, clean some ditches out. We've had a lot of rain. All this water runs out of the mountain. A lot of water. A lot of clean, good drinking water.